Welcome to the 2020 Not So Silent Vigil. This year we had to do things a bit differently. We've had to think outside the box to create a virtual event that would not only address the issue of gender-based violence, but celebrate women in our own lives as well. This is the fourth year for the Not So Silent Vigil. I began hosting this event after experiencing the Not So Silent Vigil in Halifax many years ago. I was looking for a way to showcase the many talented women we have in our community, support the work of available resources for women in our community, and to celebrate the women in our lives and everything that makes them who they are. Each year in Canada, we recognize the 16 days of activism. It's an annual international campaign that kicks off on November 25th, the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women, and runs until December 10th, the World Human Rights Day. It was started by activists at the inaugural Women's Global Leadership Institute in 1991. The vigil has been held annually on December 6th, the National Day of Remembrance and Action on Violence Against Women. Due to the overwhelming response, it was moved to December 10th this year, which is the last day of the 16 days of activism. I would like to thank the Pictou County Women's Resource and Sexual Assault Center, as well as Tierman House, for supporting this event and being open to do things a bit differently. I want to give a big shout out to North Nova Education Center's film and video class, their teacher, Scott Bowman, and students Damon Pence and Madison Kennedy for creating tonight's video. Lastly, I would like to thank all of the amazing women who have taken part in this year's vigil, from those who shared their talent with us, spoke out to say, "I can't keep quiet," and shared their bravest moments with us through photos. I really hope you enjoyed tonight's video. Without further ado, I present to you the 2020 Not So Silent Vigil.
Hello, my name is Donna Smith. I'm the Executive Director of Tierman Society for Abused Women. I would like to begin the ceremony by acknowledging that we are Mi'kmaq, the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. On December 6, 1989, 14 young women at École Polytechnique in Montreal died because they were women. The National Day of Remembrance and Action on Violence Against Women was established in 1991 to remember these women and all women who have been affected by violence. This event gives us an opportunity to think about women and girls that are living this reality every day, to reflect on where women stand in society today, and to remember those who have died as a result of men's violence against women. During the ceremony, we would like to acknowledge and pay tribute to all women who had their lives taken from them as a result of violence here in Pictou County, in Nova Scotia, and in our global community. We would also like to acknowledge our missing and murdered Indigenous women, immigrant women, and women of color, their families and communities, and all women who continue to face violence, racism, and discrimination every day.
I'm Shelley Curtis Thompson, the Executive Director with the Pictou County Women's Resource and Sexual Assault Center. December the 6th, the National Day of Remembrance and Action on Violence Against Women falls within the 16 days of activism against gender violence, which began on November the 25th and runs through to December 10th. These 16 days symbolically link violence against women with human rights violations. Recognized days within these 16 days are the 25th of November, International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women, November the 29th, International Women Human Rights Defender Day, December the 1st, World AIDS Day, December 6th, Anniversary of the Montreal Massacre, National Day of Remembrance of Violence Against Women, and December the 10th, International Human Rights Day.
We will now start the candle lighting. in honorable memory of those women who have lost their lives to violence.
To acknowledge that there are many women who are currently living in fear as they survive daily acts of violence at the hands of their intimate partners.
And to promote hope for a future where gender equality runs deep, where women no longer face daily reminders of sexism and stigma, and a world where violence against women becomes abolished through collaborative social, legal, and humanitarian efforts.
We will now observe a moment of silence. May we never forget the importance of women and human rights and their safety. That's it.
On April 18th and 19th, 2020, amid a global pandemic, Nova Scotia experienced the deadliest mass shooting in Canadian history, exceeding the 1989 École Polytechnique massacre in Montreal, where 15 people were killed. The 13-hour crime spree began in the small Nova Scotian community of Portapique and ended in Enfield. The gunman and his common-law partner had an argument at a party sometime during the evening of April 18th. Upon returning home, he restrained her and set the house on fire. She was able to free herself and escape to nearby woods where she hid for hours. While wearing a police uniform and driving a replica police car, the gunman was able to move quickly from community to community, largely undetected. He set fires to 16 locations, murdered 22 people, and injured 3 others before being killed by police. The attacks gripped the province and the entire nation during a time of isolation and uncertainty. Now, months later, there are still many questions left unanswered. Neighbors began coming forward to describe the gunman as jealous, controlling, and abusive. The lack of respect for women in his life and the fear he instilled in others made it evident that this violence was indeed gender-based. In July, after protests by the family and public outcry, the provincial Liberal government called for an inquiry into the April massacre. Among the many questions being asked, the inquiry has been tasked with examining the role of intimate partner violence. Women's advocates are hopeful that exploring this question within the inquiry will provide us with a better understanding of how misogyny and sexism are linked to mass killings. As part of tonight's vigil, I want to offer condolences to the families of those who lost loved ones, to the communities that endured 13 hours of violence, and to all Nova Scotians affected by the tragedy. May we all go forward being their voice and working to end gender-based violence and intimate partner violence. I will now read the names of those lives who were silenced by violence. Tom Bagley, Kristen Beaton, Jamie Blair, Greg Blair, Peter Bond, Joy Bond, Corey Ellison, Gina Goulet, Dawn Madison, Frank Gullichin, Lillian Campbell Hislop, Alana Jenkins, Sean McLeod, Lisa McCulley, Emily Tuck, Jolene Oliver, Aaron Tuck, Heather O'Brien, Constable Heidi Stevenson, Joey Weber, Elizabeth Joanne Thomas, John Joseph Zell.
Nova Scotia fell silent in March 2020. A global pandemic overwhelmed plenty. Schools, businesses, jobs were closed. Families suddenly gathered at home. Shelters became quiet and caused an eerie stir as workers worried and wondered what would happen to her. So many changes coming about only made it harder for her to get out. We thought about women's safety, both physical and mind, and how many children were running to hide. Was money tight? Was it causing a fight? Was there drinking or drugs or violence and crime? We knew it was only a matter of time. Tierman House never closed its doors, but we knew things would change like never before. We had masks and gloves and scrubbed every room. Hand sanitizer became the new perfume. The crisis line, shelter, outreach, and more all kept going like it had before. As time ticked by, isolation increased. Women held their breath until they could find some peace. So many reasons not to get out. So many times they were threatened and choked. High-risk cases and women intimidated. What would it take to get normal life reinstated? Then the day came when the bubbles were formed. Shops started opening and the shelter was swarmed. It was busy and different and many changes a must, but the women were with us and gave us their trust. Life since March is still not the same. I'm not sure it ever will be again. I do know that women, with their kids in tow, will always have a safe place to go. If you or a loved one need support too, please call Tierman House at 752-0132.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. If the sky we look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountains crumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me.
Nova Scotians who have concerns or questions about mental health or addiction for either themselves or a loved one now have a simple, friendly, helpful place to turn. Welcome to the brand new mhahelpns.ca. Here, visitors will find a warmly designed and easy-to-use website that makes it simple to find information, tools, resources, and even emergency help. The heart of the website is an intelligent wizard tool that guides visitors on a personalized journey tailored to them. The visitor simply answers a short series of relevant questions, none of which are personally identifiable. Based on their answers, the site directs them to resources, tools, information, and programs that align with the visitor's unique needs. The site empowers Nova Scotians to educate themselves by presenting easy-to-understand information on conditions, symptoms, substances, and more. It offers free access to evidence-based online programs available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And it provides accurate, up-to-date information about support options in their community. This powerful new website reminds Nova Scotians that they are not alone. Hope and help are always at their fingertips.
I will have to die for this, I fear. There's rage and terror and there's sickness here. I fight because I have to. I fight for us to know the truth. There's not enough rope to tie me down. There's not enough tape to shut this mouth. The stones you throw can make me bleed, but I won't stop until we're free. Wild hearts can't be broken. we wanna share, it's not a sin. There's not enough rope to tie me down. There's not enough tape to shut this mouth. The stones you throw can make me bleed, but I won't stop until we're free. Wild hearts can't be broken. No, wild hearts can't be broken. You beat me, betray me, you're losing, we're winning. My spirit above me, you cannot deny me. My freedom is burning, this broken world keeps turning. I'll never surrender, there's nothing but a victory. There's not enough rope to tie me down. No, there's not enough tape to shut this mouth. The stones you throw can make me bleed. I won't stop until we're free. Wild hearts can't be broken. Wild hearts can't be broken. This wild heart can't be broken.
I have a voice, started out as a whisper, turned into a scream, made a beautiful noise, shoulder to shoulder, marching in the street. When you're all alone, it's a quiet breeze, but when you band together, it's a choir of thunder and rain. Now we have a choice, 'cause I have a voice. I'm not living to die. Can't stand in a wasteland. Look me in the eye. Stop living a lie. And stand up next to me. You gotta put one foot in front of the other with a hand in a hand, holding on to each other. Go on and rejoice, 'cause you have a voice. It is loud, it is clear, it is stronger than your fear. It's believing you belong. It's from calling out the wrong. From the silence of our sisters to the violence of our brothers, we can rage against the river, feel the pain of another. I have a voice. I have a voice, and I let it speak for the ones who aren't yet really free. It's killing me. Nobody's saying what we need to hear. I will not let silence win. When I see all the pain, our people are real. There's no other choice. I have a voice. It is loud, it is clear, it is stronger than your fear. It's believing you belong. It's from calling out the wrong. From the mouths of our mothers to the lips of our daughters, we can dream like our brothers, speaking loud like our fathers. We can heal. Can you hear us? Can you hear us now? I have a voice, started out as a whisper, turned into a scream, made a beautiful noise, shoulder to shoulder, marching in the streets. When you're all alone, it's a quiet breeze, but when you band together, it's a choir of
thundery rain. Now we have a choice, 'cause I have a voice. Now we have a choice, 'cause I have a voice. Now we have a choice, 'cause I have a voice.
When I was raped, it was not nighttime. I was in my own home in the day, and I thought I let a friend in the door. It's your friends that you gotta watch out for, not the stranger in the street, not the unknown menace behind you in the nighttime. It's the friends. I'm not saying don't trust your friends, but I'm saying hold your friends accountable. If somebody tells you things about your friends, your spouse, your family that you think is made up, you don't want to hear, make sure you remember to believe the survivors. Because nobody in their right mind makes this stuff up. Afterwards, a lot of people are not in their right mind, granted. That's PTSD and trauma. And I hope more people get help for that. I also hope more people get help from this thing that they call judicial system. Because my rapist walked free. I know that. He still lives across the road, right over there. What can you do? We all have to believe each other and trust. Accountability is a great thing, and maybe that's the only thing that will actually help our society to get better as a whole. I sure hope so.
Put on your face, know your place. Shut up and smile, don't spread your legs. I could do that, but no one knows me, no one ever will. If I don't say something, if I just lie still, would I be that monster, scare them all away? If I let them hear all I have to say, I can't keep quiet, no. I can't keep quiet, no. A one-woman riot, I can't keep quiet for anyone. Anymore, 'cause no one knows me, no one ever will. If I don't say something, take that dry blue pill, they may see a monster, they may run away, but I have to do this. I can't keep quiet, no.
my name is Dawn Peters, and tonight I'm going to share with you a piece of writing that I did for the Silent Witness, Not So Silent Vigil in 2019. Donna McGregor brought the Pictou County chapter of Silent Witness here, and I asked her, well, what do you want me to say? And she said, just go to the website. And so I did. I went to the Silent Witness website, and I sat there and read through all of the women's stories who have lost their lives to domestic violence in Nova Scotia since 1990. There are 62 women. There are 62 candles on this table representing each of these women. And I'm going to read to you my piece of writing that encapsulates these women's stories. And here goes. 62 women silenced in Nova Scotia since 1990. 100 motherless children. Every 6 days, a woman in Canada is killed by her spouse or intimate partner. Don't leave me, I'll change. 30 years since 3 shots to her loving heart while she lay sleeping in her bed. Silenced bedtime stories. No lullabies. No more laughter. 62 women, 100 motherless children every 6 days. Barbara's bench, the color of bruises, the color of wounds, the color of women. Catherine, Marcella, Rhonda, Jennifer, Lori, Jolene, Sharon Ann. Degrade, control, humiliate, intimidate, coerce, deprive, threaten, cruelty. Broken promises, broken cheekbone, broken heart. Don't leave me, I'll change. Broken children left with a legacy that threatens to cycle. Strangled, beaten, choked, tortured, fatal gunshot wounds, stabbed 26 times. Silenced, singing, silenced, cuddling with her children. Silenced, love, frozen in time. 62 women, 100 motherless children every 6 days. Dolores, Paula, Deborah, Shelley, Judith, Andrea, Jamie, Brittany, Tina. Don't leave me, I'll change. A 5-year-old child jumped on his mother's murderer to try to save her, left to live this nightmare, hearing her screams echo like clips in a movie, silenced from drying his tears and quieting his fears. 18 police visits over 18 months. Blunt force trauma to the head. Cigarette burns on her chest. Stabbed 30 times. Suffocation from a mask of duct tape and rolled in a carpet. Murder-suicide while their children played on the front lawn. Innocence stolen. Riddled with more than 100 stab wounds. Bite and fork marks on both breasts. Beaten to death. Wanda, Melissa, Deanna, Marie, Sharon, Yvonne, Barbara, Maureen. Don't leave me, I'll change. Bloody footsteps, death threats, forced entry, awakened by their mother's screams, slash wound to her throat, 41 stab wounds, fetched life in prison with no parole for 14 years. Removed her teeth, covered her in tires in the woods, and set her on fire. Catherine, Kim, Bernice, Linda, Lisa, Tara Lynn, Janice May, Leah May. Don't leave me, I'll change. He shot her and her dog. Which came first? She was killed while she slept with her 3-year-old daughter. Huddled children hiding from gunshots, silence, deafening. 4 orphaned, socked feet climbing from their window in the night to seek refuge with a neighbor. Emma Ann, Virginia, Marilyn, Deborah, Honey, Lorraine, Anna, Shirley. Don't leave me, I'll change. She was found in the trunk of a car, dead. Alcoholism, depression, jealousy, entitled rage, seething, spitting, a blood-stained hatchet. The stench of curdled injustice, soured by stagnant repetition and predictability. The accused told the witness she deserved it. They seemed like very nice people who seemed to get along well. Laura, Tara, Denise, Otilla, Cheryl, Baraja, Shayna, Christina, Lisa Ann. Don't leave me, I'll change. 62 women, 100 motherless children, every 6 days. Let us honor these women whose lives have been stolen. She was hard-headed and stubborn. She loved shopping and going to the park. Behind her smile was a steely sense of determination that made her admired. She loved to travel, dance, and sing. She loved the beach, relaxing at her cottage, working in her garden. She had an ever-present winning smile and the optimism it reflected. She would literally give you the shoes off her feet and the last pennies from her purse. She was an inspiration to those who met her and a very caring mother. She loved bird watching, enjoying the outdoors, and horseback riding. She was gentle, forgiving, lovely. She was an honor student and an avid reader. She loved to travel and enjoyed a good card game. Not a day went by that she didn't share a lot of love for her grandchildren. Her grandchildren were the center of her happiness. She was a vibrant, outgoing young woman. She had dreams of becoming a model. She loved life and she loved people. She was joyful, loyal, and a nurturer and support to all who knew her. She was such a sweetheart, so well liked. She had an exuberance and a zest for life. She loved knitting and she played a mean bingo. She was an artist, designer, entrepreneur, Crusoe volunteer. She cursed like a sailor and fought for justice. She had a generous and kind soul. She loved crafts and line dancing. She was a great coach and she loved cheerleading. She had a quick wit and a keen sense of humor. She was a union activist. Lest we forget these women, share your stories, no matter how hard they are to say to others. Help other victims of domestic abuse find their voice. When you see the red silhouettes, remember and honor these women. 62 women, 100 motherless children, every 6 days. Not one more woman. Silent witness. She will never be forgotten. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Annika Murray, and today I'll be singing an original song called Tired, and it is dedicated to Paula Gallant and all other domestic violence victims. Reality isn't always clear to see. Used to be like your salary, power over me. When will you ever set me free? That empty room at the end of the hall didn't matter to you, no, not at all. Corrupt system, always trick, no treat. Always the victim thrown out to the street. Life isn't yours to control. Heart still races walking through that door. Never knew this was the goal. Wishing we could just choose love over war. 'Cause I'm tired of this, living in constant fear. Tired of this, wishing I could just disappear. And the life I thought I knew was all just a game to do. But love never came to play, and I was the opponent, but not today. 'Cause I'm tired. Transparency should always be clear to see, but I can guarantee you never cared for me, and you'll never disagree. You never noticed I was gone till there was time to be caught up on. Time always stopped for them, not me, just wishing someone else could see. Life isn't yours to control. Heart still races walking through that door. Never knew this was the goal. Wishing we could just choose love
I'm Sergeant Claire Corkum of the New Glasgow Regional Police Service and co-chair of the Pictou County Interagency Committee on Family Violence. Today I'll be reading I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou, published in 1969. A free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends and dips his wing in the orange sun sprays and dares to claim the sky. But a bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. The free bird thinks of another breeze, and the trade wind soft through and sighing trees, and the fat worms waiting on a dawn bright lawn, and he names the sky his own. But a caged bird stands on the grave of dreams. His shadow shouts on a nightmare screen. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on a distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. The free bird is able to travel and fly anywhere in the sky. It is able to claim the entire sky as its own. The caged bird is not able to fly, unable to live up to its potential. It has to live in the very limited space of its cage, which is why it's always in a rage, always very angry, craving freedom. The only way it can let the world know about its pain is to sing. The caged bird has to be fed in order to be kept alive. In contrast, the free bird is able to go out and hunt for its own prey. It's able to be self-sufficient. Although the caged bird is not able to set itself free, it will definitely raise its voice to its maximum to be heard. In writing this poem, Maya wanted to show how her race was treated and that they tried to be free, or any race or person facing discrimination, trying to be free. The caged bird is a metaphor for those held down, denied basic freedoms, often a woman or a girl in an oppressive environment, symbolizing their sense of confinement and belonging for freedom. It's only when women rise up and talk about their problems, the world sits up and takes notice.
It was nice to see you again.
Yeah, great to catch up.
Yeah. Oh, can you share that banana bread recipe?
Oh, sure. It's actually my mom's banana bread recipe, but it's pretty foolproof and it's super easy.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. I know your mom is a great baker, so I should be good.
The trick is to grease the pan really well and use overripe bananas. That's my mom's tip.
Okay, good to know. I can't wait to try it. So thanks again for the recipe.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We hope that you enjoy our show, and we will finish tonight's presentations off with the song This Is Me from The Greatest Showman, featuring photos of the many brave, strong, amazing women in our community.
For we are glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down,
Gonna send a flood, gonna drown him out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come.